With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom.
With folded.
Good evening, everyone. We'll start this session, like always, with setting up proper motivation, which consists of 3 parts: refuge field, bodhicitta field, and the purpose of this class. For refuge field, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and all other enlightened beings who are the source of inspiration for you to shun all your miseries and acquire maximum happiness for yourself and for all other dear mother sentient beings. Don't forget how to visualize them. They are just as your loving kind parents, looking upon you with immense kindness and unconditional love. For bodhicitta field, visualize your 2 kind parents seated on either side of you, your mother on the left and father on the right, and all other dear mother sentient beings around you. Here you are the mother and all others as your own children, and imagine you are leading them into this practice. The purpose of this class, which is to manifest the Buddha nature, Tathagata Garbha, the ultimate source of happiness, which is obscured by 2 mental obscurations, the gross afflictive obscurations and the subtle cognitive obscurations. Afflictive obscurations consisting of afflictions, contaminated karmas, and their active imprints, and the cognitive obscuration, which are the inactive imprints of afflictive obscurations. With this purpose in mind, we'll recite from page number 4. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is free of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, who through the knowledge of all leads hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, who through the knowledge of all to cause those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and who through the possession of omniscience helps subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata and protector, to you I make prestations. the one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines for the forever noble light rays. To you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodang sogi chognam la chanchu bardu dagni kyapsu che dagi jinso gipe chognam ki drola panche sangye duparasho. Sangye chodang sogi chognam la chanchu bardu dagni kyapsu che dagi jinso gipe chognam ki drola panche sangye duparasho. Sangye chodang sogi chognam la chanchu bardu dagni kyapsu che dagi jinso gipe chognam ki drola panche sangye duparasho. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. The essence of the dependent origination mantra. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tathagato hevadat tesham chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tathagato hevadat tesham chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tathagato hevadat tesham chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well as taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite. Such is the nectar-like dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of the self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times, I pay obeisance. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of all. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, please liberate all miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expense of billions of eons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of the beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Page number 13. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shaka clan, I prostrate, make offerings and go for refuge. When I was supreme amongst you were born in this earth. You paced out 7 strides, then said, I'm supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. with pure bodies from supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the three worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With a supreme sign, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the three worlds are not incompatible, wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the Tathagata, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the pure reality, to the dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the Sangha, I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly, this is the teaching of the Buddha, a star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all seeing, subdue the four of falls, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness and death. Please turn to page number 18. The Arya Bhagavati Pragyaparamita Hitra Sutra. We'll recite this 7 times. Tayatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha. 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 Page number 21, 8 verses of mind training. With a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character oppressed by the strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I've discovered a jewel treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I've helped or in whom I've placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns, and may I, recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. From my 2 collections, vast is space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eyes blinded by ignorance. 3 principal aspects of the path. I bow down to the venerable lamas. As well as I am able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of the conqueror, the path praised by the conqueror's children, the entrance for those desired liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones who are not attached to the joys of cyclic existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity, and direct your minds to the path that pleases the Buddha. Without pure renunciation, an end to attraction for the pleasures of cyclic existence is unattainable. The craving have existence also bind beings. Thus, from the outside, seek renunciation. Reverse attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find, and how life is ephemeral and without spend. Reverse attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karma and its effects, and the miseries of samsara. Contemplating thus, when for an instant you do not admire the splendors of cyclic existence, and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation is born in you then. Renunciation, if not tempered by a pure mind of bodhicitta, however, does not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise ones generate the excellent mind of bodhicitta, swept up in the current of the 4 perfect rivers, tied by strong bonds of karma, so hard to undo, caught in the iron net of self-grasping, completely enveloped by the darkness of ignorance, born and reborn in boundless cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by the 3 miseries. Thinking of your mothers in this condition, generate the supreme mind of bodhicitta. Although you train in renunciation and the mind of bodhicitta, without wisdom that realizes the ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of cyclic existence. Therefore, strive to understand dependent arising. One who sees the infallible cause and effect of all phenomena in samsara nirvana and destroys all focuses of apprehension has entered the path. Appearances are infallible, dependent arising. Emptiness is the understanding that is free of assertions. As long as these 2 are seen as distinct, you have not yet realized the intent of the Buddha. When these 2 realizations are concurrent, when they are mere sight of infallible dependent origination, concurrently destroys all modes of grasping through definite discernment. At that time, the analysis of the profound view is perfected. Furthermore, appearances review the extreme of existence. Emptiness reviews the extreme of non-existence. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by the view of extremes. O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the 3 principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination, and quickly reach the final aspired goal. Page number 29, in praise of dependent origination. He who speaks on the basis of seeing, this makes him a knower and the teacher an excel. Abode to you, O conqueror, you saw dependent origination and taught it. Whatever degenerations there are in the world, the root of all these is ignorance. You taught that it is dependent origination, the seeing of which will undo this ignorance. So how can an intelligent person not comprehend that this path of dependent origination is the essential point of your teaching? This being so, who will find, O Savior, a more wonderful way to praise you than to praise you for having taught this origination through dependence? Whosoever depends on conditions, this is devoid of intrinsic existence. What excellent instruction can there be more amazing than this proclamation? By grasping at it, the child is strengthened bondage of extreme views. For the wise, this very fact is the doorway to cut free from the net of elaborations. Since this teaching is not seen elsewhere, you alone are the teacher, like calling a fox a lion. For a Tirthaka, it would be a wrong word of flattery. Wondrous teacher, wondrous refuge, wondrous speaker, wondrous savior, I pay homage to the teacher who taught well dependent origination. To help real sentient beings, benefactor, you have taught the peerless reason to ascertain emptiness, the heart of the teaching. This way of dependent origination, those who perceive it as contradictory or as unestablished, how can they comprehend your system? For you, when one sees emptiness in terms of the meaning of dependent origination, devoid of intrinsic existence and possessing welling functions do not contradict. Whereas one sees the opposite, since there can no emptiness in what has functions, one falls into a dreadful abyss, you maintain. Therefore, in your teaching, seeing dependent origination is hailed, that too not as an utter non-existence, not as an intrinsic existence. The non-contingent is like a sky flower, hence there is nothing that is not dependent. If things exist through their essence, their dependence on causes and conditions for their existence is a contradiction. Therefore, since no phenomena exists other than origination through dependence, no
Okay, we will do 5 minutes breathing meditation. Now that the instructions already given for the last 3 times. Okay, we'll do just a quick reminder, the 4 points. Body posture, number 2. Focal point, number 3. Identifying the errors of meditation, number 4. Applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Very good. Okay, 5 minutes, ready? Okay, 5 minutes. Okay. Anyone who can remind me where we left last time? Huh? 12 links. Okay. To go for a very quick review of what we did pertaining to the will of life, is that this will of life, from this what we can see is that how, what we seek freedom from suffering, we seek the infinite happiness. This is what we're seeking. And then in this connection, did we talk about renunciation? No? Okay. So the idea is that if somebody would ask you, what's the meaning of life? What's the purpose of life? Anybody who in your life you encountered or you met with people who asked this question to you or to themselves, did you encounter any of such situations where people ask, what's the purpose of life? What's the meaning of life? Anybody? Yes? No? Yes. Raise hands, those who encountered such people. Or somebody who had in whom this question came. Raise hands. Both ways. One, you met with somebody who asked this question, or this question came to you. Raise hands. Okay, most of you. This is very good. So from this, what I'd like to share with you is that say, what's the purpose of life? And some people, according to Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory, the purpose of life is just to continue the species, that's it. That's the purpose, it's so simple. And according to this, there is a philosophical problem there. There is the Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory has a greatly significant problem there. The problem is about the sense of self. Sense of self, that young ones have a sense of self. Older ones also have a sense of self, that I don't want to die, I don't want to suffer, I want happiness. This is common to the young ones as well as the olders or the elders. It's the same. But then Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory says that the young ones matter, old ones finish. This is Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory principle. Whole purpose, because the young ones can take part in, say, the continuum of the species, and the old ones, when the young ones, they become older, finish, your job is done. So your job is to leave the world. This is according to Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory. But according to Buddha, it's very different. For Buddha, that species continue, is there the purpose? Okay, this is not really the purpose. This is what happens. This is what happens. But what's the purpose is, day when you are born, what were the things that you were looking for? So day one you were born, how many you cried? Raise hands. Okay, those who did not raise hands, you did not cry? Okay.
Not sure, I don't remember.
Okay. Though you may not remember, how many you can conjecture that you cried? If you don't cry, somebody will slap you. Why? To make you cry for your respiration. You're getting it? And when you cried so that I can have the good respiration, or you cried because somebody slapped me, or I'm in Ladakh, I'm cold. In the mother's womb is also warm. Now I'm feeling cold. Or say I'm thirsty, I'm hungry. Okay. Why did you cry? You cried so that I can breathe better. Why did you cry? Because I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm feeling cold. You're getting it? Okay. So that is the fact that you cried is indication that there is an aspiration. There's aspiration within you that I don't want hunger, I don't want thirst, I don't want cold. This aspiration is there. Okay, from this you see the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to get rid of all the problems which you don't like and to have the maximum happiness that you like. This is the purpose of life. You getting it? And His Holiness the Dalai Lama puts it so beautifully on the 2008, I think, 2008, when most of you must be in your school or very young. When His Holiness was given the public address, then at the end of the address there was the question and answer session. Then one girl asked the question, what's the purpose of life? Then His Holiness, without second thought, he said that we live on hope and we hope for happiness. We live on hope and we hope for happiness, which means that our aspiration or the purpose of life, the meaning of life is to see is a happy life, a meaningfully happy life. For that matter, we have from this we can deduce two goals or two aspirations. One is to renounce all the suffering and to embrace all the happiness, maximum happiness. Okay, how many want that? To renounce all the suffering and to have the maximum happiness. How many want that? Are you good? All of us. Very good. Okay, if somebody were to ask you, what is the purpose of life? To try to get rid of all my suffering and to try to have the maximum happiness. Whether you will accomplish or not accomplish in this very life, that is up to you. How much effort did you put? Otherwise, we have the potential. This is how we started the Panorama class. You remember that? This is how we started. So with this in mind, keep in mind that the two agendas of one life, one is be kind to yourself, and the other one is be wisely kind to yourself. These are the two agendas of your life. Be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. So in this connection, we have two agendas. What are the two agendas? To renounce all your suffering and to embrace the maximum happiness. You getting it? Okay. Now, to renounce all suffering, in Buddhism there's a concept known as renunciation. Ngejung Samba, renunciation. Oftentimes, people have a very naive understanding of what renunciation is, and people get the impression that renunciation means to give up your good food, good clothing, good house, good cars. You have to give up everything. This is not the meaning of renunciation. Ngejung Samba. Renunciation means to renounce your suffering. You getting it? Let us not forget that. This is very important. Okay. It's also like if you are more into Buddhism or Buddhist practice, then you should not be eating good food. You should not be going to 5-star hotel. You should not have good mobiles, iPhone X or iPhone 11. You should not be having these expensive mobiles. No, this is a total distorted understanding of renunciation. You get it? There's no harm, right? There's no harm in being rich or materially well off. There's nothing wrong. There's no contradiction with, say, the following the teachings of the Buddha versus, say, the keeping yourself healthy, happy, and materially well off. There's no problem. There's no contradiction there. So what's the meaning? So why people think that the say following the Buddha's teachings means you should be poor, you should be say staying away from all the good things. This is the very naive understanding of renunciation. People think that renunciation means to renounce your happiness. This is not the meaning. So the Buddha's teachings are extremely practical. Renunciation does not mean to renounce your happiness. Renunciation means to renounce your suffering, renounce your miseries, renounce your unease, renounce the causes of the miseries. So this is what we need to keep in mind. Now with this in mind, To renounce the miseries, we have to know is, okay, one time when I was in, I was with my very good friend, very senior professor, and he invited me to his house for a few days to stay there. And once we were having lunch together, he, his wife, and three of us, we were having lunch together. And then we started to have some discussions. And discussion went around samsara and so forth. Then then I was giving some idea, my thoughts about, samsara and so forth. And the wife of the professor said, no, I'll not come to samsara again. I'm already fed up with samsara. Okay, wow, this is amazing. If you're fed up with samsara, next time you can run away from samsara. That's amazing, that's wonderful. This is not that easy, you're getting it. So, to get rid of samsara, what should you do? Hey. To get rid of samsara, what should you do? Mike?
To stop our contaminated karma.
Yeah, to get rid of samsara, you have to stop the contaminated karmas, right? Okay, why? Why? Anybody, why? Why? Just speak your mind. Putila? Okay, so when these questions are asked, don't think that I am the intimidating you, So it's just feel free to speak what comes to your mind. So this is how we learn. Then it can be wrong, it can be right. It doesn't matter. Even if it is wrong, it doesn't matter. Yes?
Because Kishila, these are the causes that leads us to suffering.
To get rid of samsara, we have to get rid of the contaminated karmas, because to get rid of samsara, we need to get rid of the causes of the samsara. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. These phenomena like the samsara, suffering, they arise from causes. So if you don't want the suffering, get rid of the cause of suffering. You're getting it? Get rid of the cause of suffering. This is so important. Oftentimes what we do is that we fight, right? We fight. Sometimes we fight amongst our friends, with your parents, with your siblings, you fight. Fight for what? So that my problem will be over. No, the problem increases. Right? This is where we fail to identify the causes of this problem. You thought that the cause of the problem is because of not fighting. You fight, the problem will be over. No, problem escalates. You're getting it? So therefore we should be very wise how the problem arises. So from this what we learned earlier, we already learned that. The 5 points. 5 points, how samsara comes into operation. What are the 5 points? Anybody? You remember 5 points? No? Okay. Yes, Nudula, the mic. Okay, let us all listen. Let us all listen. I'm not expecting you to have everything on your fingertips, what you learned the last few sessions. I'm not expecting you to have all this on your fingertips. Just let us listen, from each other. Yes.
Suffering arises from contaminated karmas.
Yes. Okay. Suffering or samsara is point number 1. That arises from the contaminated karmas.
And contaminated karmas arises from afflictions.
Okay. Contaminated karmas arise from afflictions, number 3.
And afflictions arises from inappropriate attention.
Okay, now very good. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? Lutula said that afflictions arise from inappropriate attention. Now somebody else who can tell me inappropriate attention arises from? Amazing, wonderful. Okay, thank you. So these 5 points must be on your fingertips. Lutula, thank you. Okay. So what are they? Number 1 is suffering or samsara. So that is caused by contaminated karmas. Very good. Contaminated karma arises from afflictions. Afflictions arise from inappropriate attention. Inappropriate attention arises from self-grasping ignorance. Okay, now tell me, if you are to get rid of all the suffering, what should you do? Get rid of Very good. Get rid of the final cause. Ultimately, self-grasping ignorance. You have to get out of this problem. Okay. So we also learned that of these 5 points, the suffering, point number 1, suffering, we call this as suffering, we call this as samsara, that's fine. And then the remaining 4 points, we put them together into 2. Do you remember? What are they? The girl over there? Right, yes. 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 Yes, what are the 2? The remaining 4 we clubbed into 2. What are they? Huh?
Afflictions.
Yes.
Contaminated karmas.
Very good. Okay, so we clubbed all these 4 into afflictions and contaminated karmas. So number 4 is contaminated karmas. You keep it as it is. And the remaining 3. What are the remaining 3? Afflictions, inappropriate attention, self-grasping ignorance. In these 3 we club them together to put them into which category? Affliction. Very good. So what is that? In what way? Same contaminated karmas and afflictions 2, or contaminated karmas, afflictions, okay, let me say. First I talked about contaminated karmas, afflictions. Second, go into detail. Contaminated karmas, afflictions, inappropriate attention, self-grasping ignorance. So in both cases, the word affliction comes. So what difference do you see between how would you distinguish these 2 afflictions? Okay, very good. The first one is the gross affliction. The second one is? No. Second one is affliction in general, both gross and subtle. Whereas the first one is only gross. No.
That side is gentle.
Which? Yes. Which side?
3 points.
Okay, in 3 points, say the samsara or miseries, contaminated karmas, afflictions. That affliction is general. General meaning both gross and affliction fall under this category. Whereas the affliction in the category of the 4 causes. 5 points. From the 5 points, 1 is result and the remaining 4 are causes. Of the 4, affliction is which number? Number 3. That number 3 is what? Gross affliction. Very good. Okay, this is how we make the distinction. Now, having understood this, now we go to the painting. Last one what we did is that how the suffering comes into being is in a symbol form, afflictions and contaminated karmas. These are 2 causes. They give rise to the sufferings in the form of samsara. So, the innermost circle depicts what? Innermost circle depicts what? Of the 3 points, samsara, suffering, contaminated karmas, afflictions. Afflictions. Innermost circle depicts afflictions. Afflictions is not just only 3. Why only 3? Mentioned there. Afflictions. There are innumerable afflictions are there. Why only 3 are indicated? Anybody? Very quick. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Yes, a boy there. Raise your hands, raise your hands. Yes.
3 poisonous afflictions.
Okay, why 3 poisons are given here? Why only 3 poisons are given here? Or why all afflictions are poisons, right? All afflictions poison. Why only 3 are given here? Very quick, anybody? Yes, the girl there. Okay, let's all listen. You're getting it. We all have something to contribute. Yes, the girl there.
I think it is because it is the roots.
Okay, the 3 roots, very good. Anybody else? There can be multiple answers. Anybody else? Because these are the 3 roots of all the afflictions. Or anybody else? Sunamla? More intense, I don't know. Okay, anybody else? They are mutually related to each other. The 3 are mutually related, not others. Oh. Okay, not other afflictions.
Other also, but this.
Okay, so therefore there should be more than 3. Okay, anybody? Okay, Nishida, you remember what I said before? Or you say, yeah?
These 3 are, there's the 3 categories indicative of all of the afflictions.
Okay, these are the three categories. If you could remember, what I said is there are three families. These are the three families. Each family can have multiple members. You're getting it? These are the three families. Families meaning that in the attachment, for example, says miserliness. Miserliness per se is not attachment, but it falls under the category of the family of attachment. For example, say the spite, belligerence, and hostility. They all fall under the category of anger. You're getting it? So these are the three families. These are three families. Good. Okay. So the innermost is the what? Depicts what? Afflictions. The category of afflictions. Now circle number 2. We are doing just a very quick review. You're getting it? I'm not going to go into detail. Detail what we did before. Second circle. Contaminated karmas. Very good. And what's the unique thing about the second circle? Anybody? Raise your hands. Anybody? What's something unique about this second? Anybody new hand? Yes, here. Okay, the mic, everybody should hear you.
All right. Hello. So half of it is black in color, and the other half is white.
What do they signify?
Virtuous and non-virtuous actions.
Very good. White one half is virtuous karma, and the black one is non-virtuous karma. Okay, now I want to test one thing. Ready? Okay. Virtuous, non-virtuous, these both are in the hands of the demon. Right? In the hands of the demon, yes? So these are under the wheel. The wheel is in the demon's mouth. Demon's mouth means you cannot escape. You're getting it? Even the virtue is also in the demon's mouth. Virtue is very good. Why is it? Demon's mouth means it's not good. So why the virtuous karmas, it is in the demon's mouth? How? Anybody? Just raise your hand. Say yes over there, boy over there. Okay, let us all listen.
We do not have the freedom to control what's going on.
We don't have the freedom. No, I'm talking about the virtuous karmas. Virtuous karmas. Why it is depicted as part of the wheel, which is in the fangs of the demon?
Because it's contaminated.
Okay, because it's contaminated. Okay, anybody who would like to explain how the virtuous karmas are contaminated? Anybody? Raise hands. Anybody? Okay, this is my question. If yes over there, Chimila. Okay, let us all listen.
Geshe-la, you gave an example of dreaming, having conversation with His Holiness Dalai Lama in this regard. So you said that you are dreaming of having conversation with His Holiness Dalai Lama. That is virtuous karma you're doing in your dream, but we have not control over it. So freedoms play some work in it. So
very good.
We have no freedom over
choose the dream.
Choose to do.
To choose. Very good. Although it's a very auspicious dream, but we don't have the freedom to choose this dream. If it happens, well and good. If it does not, what do you do? We don't have the freedom to choose the dream. So a lack of freedom is known as lack of freedom is suffering. Nobody wants suffering. You're getting it? This is a form of suffering because we don't have the freedom to choose. Even though it's a virtuous karma, but we don't have the freedom to choose that. So therefore it is contaminated. Very good. Okay, I'm happy. What's in the third circle? What's the third circle? Samsara, or the suffering, the miseries. The miseries that are depicted by what's the unique thing about there? Third circle? Wow, third circle is 12 segments. That's amazing. Maybe I'm too old. I'm too old to see. Younger ones can see 12. Okay, what do you see? How many segments? You see 6 segments. What are these 6 segments? 6 realms, 6 samsaric realms, 6 realms of samsara. Okay, what are they? 3 lower realms and 3 higher realms. What are the 3 lower realms? Animal, hell, hungry ghosts. And what are 3 higher? Okay, human realm, devil, god and goddess realm or deva devi realm, and then asuras or the demigods. Very good. Okay. What is next? Next circle. 12 links of dependent origination. What is this? The 12 links. That is, okay, that's very important. That is that the how the innermost circle is connected to the second circle, how the second circle is connected to the third circle. You getting it? So innermost circle is the first cause. This gives rise to the second circle. Second circle is the cause to the third circle. You getting it? Okay. So the first 2 innermost circles, these are the 2 causes of the third circle. Now we see that these 3 are connected. Just not that somebody painted something in the innermost, second, third. They're all connected, causally connected. Causally connected. Now, how these 3 are causally connected? How these 2 are causally connected afflictions? How they give rise to the contaminant karmas? Number 2, how the contaminant karmas gives rise to the suffering, miseries. So, how these 3 inner circles, these 2 are connected. That is explained in great detail by the 4th circle. In other words, the 4th circle is the detailed explanation of how the first 3 circles are causally connected, causally related. Ready? Got it? Okay. Now, for these 12, so these 12 are also known as the 12 links of dependent origination. We have to start from the top right. What do you see on the top right? Okay, top right is a blind person with a walking stick. Okay, so let's say it can be also depicted as blind person with the walking stick and almost on the verge and sitting at the edge of the cliff, at the edge of the precipice. Sitting at the edge of the precipice. So, if you have proper eyesight, then you can see, it's the edge of the precipice. I should not be going towards that direction. I'll fall. Whereas, if you don't see that, then what will happen? You take the next step and then you fall. So you suffer because of his blindness, because of his ignorance. So the first one, top right, is the ignorance, limb number 1. 12 links of the 12 links. The first one is number 1, link number 1, ignorance. What do you see in the number 2? A potter. And okay, do you see number of pots? Let's say then a potter, and there are a number of pots. The pots with different colors and different sizes. Who decides the size and the colors of the pots? The potter decides. Likewise, some of us are boys, some of us are girls. Okay, and then we have different hair colors. We have the different body features, and then the 6 realms. The different. Who decides all these different things? We are like the different pots, decided by the potter-like karma. Karma decides what kind of, whether you're going to take, whether it's a boy, girl, ladagi, non-ladagi, or all these are decided by the karma. So number 2, the potter depicts karma. Potter depicts karma. Number 2, contaminant karma, or sometimes simply referred to as the volition. Volition VOLITION, volition. Volition, composite karmas. Okay, what do you see in number 4? What do you see in number 4? Oh, number 3, sorry. What do you see in number 3? Okay, monkey. Oh, so this should be seen as a monkey jumping from one tree to the next tree. So the 2 trees, they symbolize your body of the present life, your body of the future life. And the monkey is like your mind, your consciousness, your mind. So the monkey leaves the first tree, jumps to the second tree. Our mind leaves the first body, jumps to the next body of the future life. So the number 3 is the consciousness. Monkey symbolizing consciousness, our mind. Okay, first let me just go through this and then we'll go into a little more detailed explanation later on. From number 3 we go to number 8. From number 3 we skip to number 8. What is number 8? What do you find in number 8? Huh? What do you find in number 8? Huh? Number 8, what do you see? Huh? Okay, Nishida, tell me. Okay. Okay, Nishida is seeing coupler there. You seeing coupler? Coupler or copper? The coupler or what is it? Copra. Okay, actually it's a person who is reaching out to alcohol. It's an alcoholic person. Person who is drinking alcohol. Person who is drinking alcohol. In other words, it's alcoholic. What is the unique thing about an alcoholic? Craving for the alcohol. So this number 8 is known as craving. Number 8 is craving. Number 8 is craving. What is next? Number 9? Again a monkey. That monkey, the distinctive feature of this monkey is that he is eating one fruit and grabbing at the another fruit. You getting it? This is indication of excessive craving, known as grasping. Number 9 is grasping. Number 9 is grasping. Then what do you see in number 10? Number 10 is a pregnant woman. Pregnant woman, number 10. So this is, okay, okay, let's say that we plant, let's say we plant the apple seeds. In Ladakh you plant apple seeds? Apples? Yes. You plant apple seeds. Then what do you do? So the seeds are there. Seeds are there. Then you put water. Okay. What do you do to make the seed germinate? What do you do? You add water. You add water to this to moisten this up and germinate it. You're getting it? Okay. So this seed has to be germinated. The seed has to be germinated. For that matter, we need the help of water. Water. So number 8 and number 9, these two are like the water. Water. Okay. What is number 3? Consciousness. What is number 2? Karma. You're getting it? So next life. What our next life is going to be like is decided by the karma, number 2. And that karma, you accumulated karma, right? For example, we all come here, we all gather here, we learn about this. While we're learning about these things, we are accumulating an enormous positive karma. You're getting it? And then how many of you are angry now? How many are angry now? Nishida's not angry, I can see that she's smiling. Anybody angry? No one is angry, you're getting it? But after the class, you get back to your rooms and you tell your roommate, where's my dinner? Alright? And then you said, you know that I went to class, that you did nothing. Then you expecting me to cook food for you? Right? Then the anger comes. You're getting it? Okay. While you are here, there's so much virtue growing. In the process of learning this, your virtues are growing. You getting it? And then when the anger arises, what happens to your virtue? When the anger arises, the virtue, they don't disappear. Generally speaking, anger destroys virtues. Don't forget it. So anger is the worst of the enemy, which destroys anger and the wrong view. Anger destroys your virtues. You're getting it? And the wrong view, disbelieving in the law of karma. Disbelieving in the law of karma. Wrong view meaning disbelieving in the law of karma and the anger. These two destroy your virtues. So therefore, be very careful. Be very careful not to say that, oh, I'm short-tempered, I'm born like this. No excuse. The moment your anger arises, it destroys your virtue. So make sure that you don't give in to anger. What is the meaning of giving into anger? Giving into anger, what's the meaning? Huh? Yes, getting angry. Giving into anger means surrendering to anger. You're getting it? Surrender to anger. Okay, yeah, I'm your slave, anger, right? This is a surrender. And then when you become angry, right, you feel as though you're very strong. No, you're so weak. When you're angry, when the anger arises in you, it's not your strength, it's your weakness. Right? Say a cat or dog, right? Say, if you chase a dog, what will the dog do? Dog will run away. And you chase the dog, continue to chase the dog, and suddenly the dog ends up in a room, house, and in a corner. Then now the dog has no place to run. What will the dog do? Dog attack you. You're getting it? Till that point, dog does not attack you. Dog runs away. Now when the dog becomes vulnerable, nowhere to run, vulnerable, then the dog will attack you. So the dog attacking you is not a sign of the dog's strength. It's the indication of the dog's vulnerability. You're getting it? Likewise, when we become angry, it's not your strength, it's your weakness, it's your vulnerability. Right? Okay, to whom you show more anger? Towards your mother or towards your father? It's most likely mother, right? Towards your friends or towards your mother? Towards your mother. Because mother is very easy for you to show anger. You're getting it? You cannot show anger to your friends, right? You show anger towards your friends, you say, who are you? Your mother will never say this. You're getting it? This is not a sign of strength, it's a sign of weakness. So therefore, and this anger, it is so bad that it destroys your virtues. What do you want? You want happiness, you want suffering? If you want want happiness, you have to embrace virtues. And you want virtues or you want non-virtues? You want virtues, but the virtues, you want virtues and you give into anger, anger destroys your virtues. So this is how unwise we are. You're getting it? So therefore, if you really want happiness, you have to cherish virtues. If you cherish virtues, don't destroy your virtues. If you don't want to destroy virtues, don't give into anger. Anger is a sign of weakness. You're getting it? Okay, this we'll study a bit in detail later on. For the time being, let's say that virtues should not be destroyed. Okay. So now let's say that okay, so when you're back home, the virtues that we have now, accumulated now, these are not destroyed. Say virtues means, okay, it's so meaningful, this is very true, wow, I'm learning something about how the samsara operates, how we can come out of samsara. In the process, when these good thoughts are arising in you, you are increasing your virtues. You are accumulating virtuous karma. You're getting it? Now, virtuous karma, virtuous thought, non-virtuous thought, these two cannot coexist. They cannot coexist. If the non-virtuous override, virtues will be dominant. When the virtues override, non-virtuous will be dominant. It is not disappeared. It is there, but it is in a dominant state. When the non-virtues come, virtues don't disappear. Generally speaking, virtues don't disappear. They remain dormant. You're getting it? Okay, the dormant meaning they remain in the form of seed. Now, okay, same. If I brought there is some apple seeds from Ladakh, right? Okay, some of you might have brought some apple seeds from Ladakh, or apples from Ladakh. You brought? Or some Ladakhi cookies? You brought? How did you bring it? In your hand? Or packed in what? In some container, chewing gum box container, right? In a container. So the Ladakhi cookies, to bring it from Ladakh to Delhi, you need a container to bring it, right? So these seeds, virtues that you're doing now, when you go back home, then you fight with your friends. What happened to the dinner, right? So to expect me to make dinner for you, okay. When this happens, what happens to your virtues? They become seed. So seed carried from Tibet house to your room. So that seed should have a container. What is that container? What's the container you use? For the chewing gum box. So likewise, for the container is your consciousness. Number 3 is the consciousness. Number 3 is the consciousness which carries the seed of the karmas. You're getting it? Seed of karmas. Now, this seed, to germinate, it has to be, this seed must be exposed to the water. The water of number 8 and number 9. Craving and grasping. These two are like the water to germinate the seed which your consciousness is carrying. You're getting it? Okay. Now what happens is that this seed will become moistened. The seed, number 8 and number 9, these two are the water. Then the number 10. Number 10 is known as becoming. Number 10 is known as becoming, and it is depicted by a pregnant woman. So what it says is that the seed that you have planted in your consciousness, the seed that you left in your consciousness, these two are watered by the number 8 and number 9, so that this seed becomes ripened on the verge to germinate. You're getting it? So number 10 is the ripened version of the karma. A ripened version of the karma. Which is the karma is which one?
Second.
Number 3 and number 2. Karma is number 2. So number 3 is the container, the consciousness, which carries the imprints of the seeds of the karma. And number 10 is the what do you call it? The ripened version of the seeds of the karma. That is number 10. Okay, that is technically known as existence or becoming. Becoming meaning that it is now ripened to the extent that it is on the verge to make you become the next life. What is number 11? What do you see there? Okay, number 11 is the mother actually giving birth. Number 11 is the mother giving a birth. Okay. Now, the actual meaning is not that. This is not the actual meaning. It's just metaphorical. What is here is the metaphorical. Actual meaning is that from this life, your mind is already ejected, like the child in the mother's womb, and then from there the child comes out. Likewise, so mother's womb is like your present life. From present life, then you leave this body and connect to the next birth. That is number 11. It's like the mother, you leaving the mother's womb and coming out to the outside world, coming out to the next life. Connection to the next life is number 11. Conception, your conception to the next life. Your first moment of the conception to the next life is number 11. It's known as birth. Birth doesn't mean that you are actually born out of mother's womb. It's the conception. Your next birth. Conception, the first moment of the conception of your next birth. Wherever you're going to take birth. That is number 11. From number 11, then we go to number 4. What is number 4? What do you find there in number 4? What do you find there?
Crossing of a river in a boat.
Wow. Crossing a river, or it's an ocean, or it's a pond, or what? How do you know there's a river? Okay, 3 people in the boat, okay. Yeah, that's, so It is in a boat, this is true. In a water, true, but it's river, not too sure. Right? Okay, 3 people is also sure. Okay, so basically the focus is on the 2 passengers. One is the ferryman. The focus should be on the 2 passengers. 2 passengers. So that is, so now the number 11 is what? Birth. Birth means that you are, what is that birth actually refers to? What does it actually refer to? Conception in the mother's womb. The first moment of the conception in the mother's womb, right? Where the substance of 2 parents are there within your mother's womb, substance of the 2 parents. And your mind from the past life, right? Which is ejected from your past, the past life. You left the body of past life, and then this mind connects with the substance of parents in the mother's womb. That first moment, conception, meaning that you are trapped. Your mind is trapped in the substance of the parents in the mother's womb. The first moment of the being trapped, that is known as a conception. That's conception. Then the question arises that in the mother's womb, when is the child conceived? Right? After first week, second week, third week, fourth week, all assumptions are there. You're getting it? All assumptions are there. In some countries, abortion is allowed from certain number of weeks. And some say less number of weeks, some say more number of weeks. Okay, these are all assumptions. They have no really clue when the real life has started. The answer is the first moment the mind, the parent substance, and your mind connects. Instantly the life has already started. You're getting it? So therefore, it's not allowed. If one is involved in somehow terminating that is killing. Okay, this is an extremely important thing that we need to keep in mind. That is killing. So therefore, it's not allowed. Even though law of the nation, who set the law? Who decided the law? The scientists. They sought the people, the lawmakers, they sought the help of the scientists, biologists, or the embryologists. And then, but when is the life? Life is important. When is the life came there? What time? At what point the life happens? Then they conjecture. They just guess. The experts, scientists, they just guess. Okay, at that point, then the movement starts, heart palpitation starts in the embryo. The heart palpitation starts. At then all the conjectures happen. So actually, the life starts the moment the two substances of the parents come together, and your mind connects. Instantly, the life is started. So therefore, particularly somebody, who doesn't want to accumulate negative karma of killing, we should stop from abortion, even from that point. Okay. So what we have is that number 10 is, say, your mind from the past life is ejected and connected to the next birth. Now the question is, how many of you heard about Pardo? Pardo? Okay, most of you heard about it. Pardo, intermediate state. So okay, let's say, if I die here, and if I were to take birth in Ladakh. Okay, if I die in Delhi, and if I were to take birth in Japan. Why Japan? Huh?
Depends on your karma.
No, if I were to take birth, if I added the word, if I were to take birth in Ladakh. Okay, let's say, if I die here in Delhi, take birth in Ladakh, then this mind has to be ejected from this body. Yes, no? Ejected meaning my mind and my body have to be separated. And it separates, and this mind, the body will be left behind. And this mind will travel to the Ladakh. Right? It has to travel. So when it travels there, it takes time. You're getting it? It takes time. And the conception happens where? In between or in Ladakh? In Ladakh, not here in between. So which means my mind has already left this body and is yet to be connected to the next parents. So there's a time span there. So this time span, where my mind is traveling, the I, this I, which traveled from this birth to the next birth in between, that is known as pardo. In English, it is known as intermediate state. Intermediate state. You're getting it? This is pardo. And the pardo has many descriptions. And then then people talk about, okay, this person died, now has taken birth as a ghost, now has started to haunt our family, haunt this home. Does it happen? People talk about it? Yes, it's so common. These are all not true. 99% they are not true. You getting it? In the first place, person already died. Person did not want to die, number one. And he had to die, had to go through the suffering of death, number one. Then even after death, still the person, they have to go through all these unnecessary acquisitions. Now possess the person, now we bring illa. These are all superstitious, 99.9% superstitious. You getting it? Okay. So this person is horrible, now no connection with you, finish, already left your place. At the most, the person may take birth around your place. But the person karmically already disconnected. Karmically already disconnected with the present. And then the new karma may bring it back. But it's not in the form of haunting. And so these are all superstitious. Right? The Pope guy, instead of saying praise for that person, again you start accusing, insulting. Right? So this is so bad. This is all superstitious. And then, oh no, that's real because this person starts talking. And when interrogated, who are you? I am this person, right? Okay, still that is superstitious. Because Jesus Milarepa, once one family brought the similar issue to Jesus Milarepa. And said that now our family member died, now he has started to haunt the family, come in the form of a spirit, and possess somebody, the family members, and start to say that I am this person, I'm Dorji, right? Right? So Jesus said, that's not true. That's not true, because it is that everyone, because we are human beings. Human beings, we have a tremendous positive karma. Until we have a tremendous positive karma, we will not take birth as human life. Because that we have a very positive, accumulative positive karma, there are some like spirits there, good spirits, bad spirits, some are karmically connected with you. So wherever you go, they also come with you. Say, you come home, they're also home. You go to college, they also come to college. Right? You eat food. Okay, you go to pubs, don't go to the pubs also. Right? You go to pubs, they also come to pubs. Okay. So Jesus Milarepa, what he said is that this is not true. That is what is known as Lenchikepe de. Lenchikepe de or Lenchikepe la means somebody who, a spirit, okay, let's say a spirit, who is simultaneously born with you. Simultaneously born with you, and because of karmic connection, he or she always accompanies you. So because of which the person knows all secrets of yours. Whatever you do, that spirit knows everything. So when you die, the spirit is still there. So the spirit comes in the form of start to possess your family members, and then tell the whole secret of yours. You're gone. And the spirit will pretend as well like it's you, and then share all these secrets. Yeah, he knows everything. So this is the person. No. So Jesus Milarepa, he said that don't worry, just bring that person. And they brought the family member, and then he went into trance. Then started to speak. I'm this Dorji, right? I'm Dorji Damdi, the director of Tibet House. Yeah. And then people say, Dorji will do birth as a ghost now. He started to possess. Okay. So Jismalarba asks, okay, good. If you are Dojidam, this is fine. So I gave you, say, you remember, once I gave you the empowerment, a teaching. When the empowerments are given, when the Wang is given, the teachers give you a special, they say, tantric name, special name, and that at that point, the teacher, what he does is that he will ward off, he will expel all the spirits, not to cause obstacle to this empowerment, the empowerment bestowing. So the ward off all the spirits, even though the spirit is always with you, he cannot be with you now. He was taken away from this circle. So at that point, when the teacher gave the secret name, that is the one that the spirit doesn't know, your secret name. The rest, he knows everything. You go to pubs, he knows that. Right? Or you go to whatever, he knows everything. Right? Okay. So Jismalarba asked, what is your secret name when I gave you this empowerment? Then he did not, otherwise the rest, anything you ask, he gives the correct answer. Only this one, that I gave you the secret name, what is that? He cannot say this. So this indication that he was not there when the empowerment is given, but that person was there. You're getting it? So these are the things where we can be carried away by the superstitions. So henceforth, if in a family, if these things happen, then tell your parents that this is not the dead person. Don't let the dead person, suffer more. First of all, he went through the pain of death, number one. Then number two, after the death, still the person is not spared. Still you are creating more problem. Or this person saying that, oh, this person now possessed, this is ghost, like this is just unnecessary. Okay, so that state is known as Pardo state, intermediate state. Now from number 11, birth, to number 4. Number 11, after number 11, we jump to number 4. Okay, what you do is that I mix up all this number, 1, 2, 3, then 8, 9, 10, 11, then 4, 5, 6, 7. You're getting it? This order, we will discuss a little bit later as to why I'm altering this order. You're getting it? Okay, why I'm altering this order, I'll explain this a little later. For the time being, from number 11, we go to number 4. What is number 11? Birth. Birth means your conception in the mother's womb. It's not that you come out of the mother's womb. You are first moment conceived in the mother's womb. This is number 11. Number 4, what do you find number 4? Number 4, there are 2 passengers in the boat. Okay, say if you are traveling in a boat with your enemy, right? Don't fight. If you fight, what happens? Whether you like it or not, till you cross the river, till you cross the ocean, till you cross the river, be friendly. Otherwise both are going to die. So the point is that the boat, that is your next birth. And the 2 men inside, these are 2 passengers inside. One is your body, one is your mind. Right? So number 4 is known as name and form. Number 4 is known as name and form. F-O-R-M, form. Number 4 is known as name and form. Form means physical form. Okay, how many have body? Raise your hands. Okay, how many have mind? Raise your hands. Good. We all have the body and mind. Body and mind, these 2 should go together. You're getting it? These should go together. That body is referred to as the form. The mind is referred to as the name. Name and form. And you may be wondering why it is known as name. Okay, say, okay. How many see this? What is this? Okay, body or mind? Body. Okay, how many of you know that it is my body? How do you know this? How do you know that this body? Huh? You can touch it. You did not come to touch it.
I can look at it.
Okay, I know directly with my sense. Okay, when I speak, do you know that I have a mind? Do Do you know that I'm angry when I speak? Or I'm not really angry?
Yes.
What yes? Angry or not angry? Huh? Not angry. Okay, how do you know that I'm not angry? Do you see? Huh? Okay, my anger, no anger is there. No, it's just the body. Anger is mind. What do you say? My face. My face is body, it's not the mind. How do you know that I have this mind which is not angry? Huh? Okay, let's say. Did you hear something? What did you hear? Huh? Dog barking. Was there a dog outside? Was there a dog outside? Did you see that? No. How do you know that there was a dog outside? Okay, this is inference. You inferred. You're getting it? So you see the physical body. From this you infer what's going in my mind. You're not seeing my mind directly. You're getting it? You don't see my mind directly, but my hand you see directly. You're getting it? So you know my mind through not through direct sense, through your thought process, through inference, through a thought process. So this thought process related to the thought process, then how is, oh yeah, you are not angry, right? You are not angry. I'm using the labels. I can see directly. I cannot say this. I can say that. You use the labels. You use the name, meaning the labels, the words. The words are the reflection of your thought process. You're getting it? Words are the reflection of your thought processes. So they say the name and form. The mind is referred to as the name referring to the labels, because I use labels to understand your mind. And the labels are indicative of your mind thought process, not the direct senses. Through my thought processes, through the thought process, labels come out. Through the labels, then I can explain your mind. You're getting it? So the mind is referred to as the labels. Oops. The mind is referred to as the labels. Okay, name and form. Now, as long as, say, when do you get into this boat? The two passengers, when did they get into the boat? Is when your mind from a past life and your body from this life, from the parents, these two are connected. You are in the boat of this life. You're getting it? Whether you like it or not, you have to carry this body, yes? Your mind, whether you like your body or not, you have to carry this. Whether your body likes the mind or not, you have to go together till you die, right? Till you die, these two things should go together. Your body and mind should go together. Like two passengers, whether you like it or not, you have to go together. Even if you talk to each other, you don't to each other, that's up to you. But you have to go together till you reach the end. So these two are referred to as the name and form. Number 4. What is number 5? What do you see in number 5? House with 6 windows, 5 windows. Okay. Double story. This is also true. White also is also white. But there's also a little hill outside behind. Right? And the house is like Ladakhi house. Right? Okay. All these details just skip. What is important is the house with 6 windows or 5 windows. This is important. So this is saying that now at this point, till number 4, where are we? Till number 4, where are we? Where are we? Name and form is who you are. No, in the mother's womb. Yeah, intermediate state means I die here before I take birth in Ladakh, right? So I travel. That time span.
Your mind travels.
I travel, my mind travels, both. My mind travels, therefore I travel, right? So this intermediate, that state between my death and my next birth, that is the intermediate state or the part of the state. Okay, now then you are connected with the parents of your next life. Connected. That is the first connection is number Number 11, birth. Technical term is birth. And what is that birth? You say the first moment of the conception in the mother's womb of the next birth. Number 11. From number 11 we go to number 12. So because of this conception in the mother's womb, your body and your mind will always travel together. That is number 4. What is number 5? Depicted by the house with the 5 or 6 windows. So now you are trapped in the you are trapped in the body. Which body? From the parents. You are trapped, your mind is trapped in this body. So because you are trapped in the body, you have to communicate with the world. You have to communicate with the world. If you are trapped in a house, you are trapped in a house and you want to communicate with the world, how will you communicate? Through the windows. What is going outside? You peep through the windows. You're getting it? So therefore we are trapped in this body, and in order to see what is happening outside the world, you need the 6 windows. We need the 6 windows, we need 6 windows, right? Okay, what are the 6 windows? Right? Okay, what are the 6 windows? First you have to prepare the windows, right? Before using the windows, you have to prepare the windows. Okay, one window is the window of the window for the visual objects. Visual objects. Another window is the window to smell. Then the next is window to hear. Still next window to touch, tactility. Then the window to taste, and the window of the the non-sensory objects. Non-sensory objects, for example, like say tomorrow. Tomorrow is not something sensory. We have to think. You're getting it? So these are the 6 windows through which we interact with the universe, we interact with the world. So for that we need these windows. Okay. So what happens is that, where are we now? In the mother's womb. You are still in the mother's womb. You are trapped in the mother's womb. Now in the mother's womb, now you are growing. You are developing. Your body is developing. Now you have developed to such a state whereby your organs, the windows, 6 windows, they are coming out. They are protruding. They are coming out. You're getting it? Eyes, nose, ears, tongue, body, they're all coming out. Okay. What is next? What do you see in the... What do you see? What is number 6? What do you see? A couple. Okay, a couple embracing each other. This is symbolic, don't take too literally. Right? This is symbolic. So what happens is that now you have the senses, 6 senses, and particularly, okay, and the details are there. You have to go into details. We have to go through the little more sophistications. I want to skip the sophistications, just make it very simple. Say now what happens is that these 6 windows, they come out. 6, we call them 6 the sense organs, or 6 sense powers. 6 sense powers, they come into being. 6 senses come into being. 6 senses. What's the job of the 6 senses? See, job of 6 sense is to communicate with the 6 objects, right? Job of the 6 senses are to communicate with the 6 objects. Okay, if you buy a mobile, and then you always keep it in your bag, not bag, in your safe, right? In your safe locket. Your mother gives you the same iPhone 11 as a gift. Wow, this is so precious. You keep it in the safe and lock it, keep it for 10 years. Is it proper or not proper? Why not?
The gift isn't being there.
Huh?
The gift is not serving its purpose.
The gift is not serving. For example, how many the girls, your parents must have given you jewelries as gifts. So you've given the safe, or you put in pocket? Give the, huh? Wow. No, I don't see you wearing it. No, your parents not only give one ring or one earring, give huge. Safety, safe, right? In the safe. It is not serving the purpose of the gift. It's in the safety. While the mobile, jewelries and the mobile is very different. Mobile, if you keep in the safe for 10 years, right? Diamonds, gold, if you in the safe for 10 years is fine, understandable. Mobile keep it 10 years, what's the problem? You know the answer, I know. The fact that you are smiling means you know the answer. What's the problem? Hey.
It will become absolute.
Huh?
It will become absolute after some time, so no point putting in the same.
New models will be coming, so there will be less non-friendly.
Okay, new models will come, and then at one point it will become obsolete. Anybody else?
No use of mobile.
What do you mean by no use mobile?
Mobile is for like to communicate with others. No? So
Exactly. Okay. So thank you. What we do is that we try to articulate concepts. This is very important. We have to learn how to articulate concepts. You're getting it? We have to learn how to articulate concepts and try to make the answers and thought processes extremely precise. Mobile means to communicate, right? And if it is not used for communicating, what's used on mobile? And say, I give you a cheesecake today, and you give it in the safe. All right, for 1 year. Okay, Losar, I will have it. Right? Why are you laughing? You can keep the jewelry and keep it in the safe. You don't laugh at me, but I give the cheesecake there and lock it. Then you laugh. Why? Why? Hey, why?
Because the purpose is not being served.
Your purpose is not being served. Cheesecake is to be eat, right? It's not to go into the safe. Your purpose is not served. Okay. So now the point is that the number 5. What is number 5? The 6 senses, right? What is the purpose of 6 senses? To communicate with the 6 objects. You're getting it? So, to communicate with 6 objects, objects and the senses should meet. What number 6 is? The couple meeting, right? Couple meeting is just metaphorical. So, just as two couple meet, and then the children come into being, likewise, the senses, they meet with their respective objects. Your eye sense meets with the visual objects. Your ear sense meets with the sound. Your nose sense meets with the smell. Your tongue sense meets with the taste. Your body sense meets with the tactility. And your mental consciousness meets with the non-sensory objects. Right? Meet and their respective, just as two parents, couple meet and the children are given birth. Likewise, these two, sense and the object meet and the consciousness is given rise to. You getting it? Okay. So the number 6 is the contact between the senses and their respective objects. Number 6, contact. Okay, what is number 7? What is number 7? What do you see number 7? Okay, a man. Oh wow, literally you have a very sharp eyes, or you already came from Nalanda master's course or diploma course. Okay, so very good. So it's a man and the arrow piercing an eye. Arrow piercing an eye. Okay, if an arrow pierces eye, what's the feeling like? It's extremely sharp pain. You're getting it? Okay, it's a feeling. Now what happens is that, say, do you have the experience when you sit cross-legged for some time, then your legs become numb, your feet become numb, and then when you walk, you don't really feel the ground, you just feel the touch. You just feel the touch, but you don't feel the ground, smooth, rough, whatever, you don't feel it. Do you have that experience? Okay, so this exactly at number 6, the contact with the sense and the objects. When they come in contact, it is just a very initial contact, the efficiency to give rise to the feelings. For example, say If okay, let's say, okay, how many of that experience? I don't think most of you, I don't think you have this experience. Say when you are to extract your teeth, and then they give the local anesthesia, and then after some time, when the effect of the anesthesia is not gone, by the way, how many of that experience? Okay, not bad. I thought that you're all young. You already gone through this old age patterns. Okay, so then when the effect is not gone, then you start eating the cheesecake. Do you feel the taste of cheesecake? You don't feel it. You just feel the numbness. That's it. You eat cheesecake or you eat what? Bitter gourd, there's no difference. You're getting, there's no difference. You cannot feel the, you do not have this, the feeling, discrete feeling. You don't feel that. You're getting it? So number 6 is just the contact between the senses and their respective objects. The mere contact happens, but you don't get the actual feeling. So whereas now you are still in the mother's womb, which means at that point you are still in the mother's womb, and then as you continue to grow, then the senses become so well matured, developed, that not only you have a contact with the object, you could also feel. So at a certain point, the child in the fetus in the mother's womb, the fetus could really feel. For example, if the mother eats something very hot, cold, the fetus could feel that very sharp feelings. So that is number 7, feeling. You're getting it? Feeling. So while we are going through number 7, then you come out of the mother's womb. What we call is birth. Number 7. While you're going through number 7, you come out of the mother's womb. You come out. And then if you come out of the mother's womb at number 6, the contact, which is a premature birth. You're getting it? Premature birth. Whereas if you come out, actually ideally speaking, you should come out number 7. While you're going through number 7, you come out. And then you go through number 12. What is number 12? What do you see there? Hey, number 12, what do you see? What do you see? Okay, number 12, it is a person carrying a corpse. In the olden times, the corpse are tied with the ropes, and then somebody carries it. Or nowadays, carry on this stretcher. On the stretcher you carry. Okay, so this is a corpse. The number 12 is aging and death. So once you come out of the mother's womb, then your job is just aging and death. You wait for the aging and death. This is number 12. Okay. Now from this, what we learn is that, what is this, by the way? 12 links of dependent origin. What is this? This is the detailed explanation of the causal connection among the 3 inner circles. Right? What are the 3 inner circles? Afflictions, contaminant karmas, and sufferings. Very good. Okay. So for this, from these 12 links, we have to identify which are the afflictions, which are the karmas, which are the sufferings. You're getting it? From the 12 links. Because we said that the 12 links is the detailed explanation of the link of the causal connection among the 3 inner circles. 3 inner circles are afflictions. There must be affliction in the 12 links. Okay, can you guess from the 12 links which are the afflictions? Okay, by the way, before that, let me just be with you. What is number 1 in the 12 links? Ignorance. What is number 2? Contaminant karmas. What is number 3? Consciousness. What is after number 3? Number 8. What is number 8? Craving. What is number 9? Grasping. What is number 10? Becoming. What is number 11? But what is number 12? Wow, 12 is name and form. This is amazing. Okay, from number 11 we go to number 4. What is number 4? Name and form. What is number 5? sense powers. Then what is number? What is number 6? Contact. What is number 7? Feeling. What is number 12? Aging, death. Okay, these are the 12 links. Of the 12 links, we have to identify which falls under afflictions, which falls under karmas, which falls under suffering. Okay, number 1, affliction. Of the 12, which you think? Number 1, ignorance, very good. Number 8, craving, very good. Number 9, grasping, 3. Of the 12, number 1, 8, 9, these 3 fall under the category of affliction. Good. Then the next is what? Affliction is done. Next is? Contaminated karmas. Under this, number 2, very good. Number 2, contaminated karmas or the volition. Then, guess. Number 10, very good. Number 10. Number 10, becoming. Becoming is the same karma in a mature form. Ripened version of the karma is this karma. Number 2 and number 10, these 2 fall under the category of karmas. And how many remaining? 7. 7, what are they? Number 3, consciousness. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, and 12. So these 7 fall under the category of suffering. You're getting it? Okay, good. Okay, now I know that you have a question. I don't want to go into detail. The question that you might have is that why the 12 links, while what is depicted here is different from how I explained. How the order that I explained is according to is a causal order. Order according to the causal sequence. Causally speaking, number 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. This is the causal order. Now, order that you find here, this is to tell us how this is a wheel of samsara, endless wheel of samsara. You're getting it? How this is endless wheel of, say, it is like, let's say that if I go to India Gate, will it come to a point where I will reach and now say that, okay, now this is India Gate. Will I get a point? Yes. But, say the planet Earth, if I move from here, India, towards north, keep moving, will I end to a point where there's no land now? Now there's the end of the land. Will I reach a point? Earth is round. From there you move to the north and then you end up Ladakh. From there you continue to move, then you end up in? Then? China, Pakistan. Then? Korea, Russia. Wow, that's amazing. Then to Russia. Yes, Russia, yes. Then Arctic Circle. Then America, North America. Then South America. Back to India. Back to Kanyakumari. And again Delhi. Again Ladakh. Right? It's endless. You're getting it? It's a circle. So when you see that it is like a circle, it's very scary. This suffering will never end. You're getting it? Okay, so for this you have to study separately. You're getting it? For this you have to study separately. How this circle, the depiction of 12 links, the order that is given here, this will give us a very clear understanding that if this is how the samsara operates, it will never come to an end till we cultivate the wisdom of emptiness. Till we cultivate the wisdom of emptiness. Okay. 2019. Today is last day of 2019. Huh? Why? Hey. Already? What gone? 2020 is gone. So speak complete sentence. It's gone. What's gone? 2020 gone. Right? What gone? 2019 gone. Don't make me ask unnecessary question. Right? Okay. 2019 gone. Who sent it? Huh? 2020 sent it. Okay. Why somebody did not stop it? It's beautiful. 2019.
Time.
Huh?
Time.
Again, time. Which word? The stop time.
No, time, I mean, it's because of time that it's going on and on.
It's the phenomenon of time. It's the arrow of time, which will never stop. You getting it? It's the arrow of time, which never stops. Okay, this is the natural phenomena, where one specific time will come to an end automatically. You don't have to put any effort to stop that. 2019, 2020, 2020, you don't have to put any effort to stop it. Right? It's not a cycle. 2020 is not a cycle. It's just a linear operation. It will come to an end on its own. But the wheel of life will never, our samsara will never come to end on its own. If you don't put effort, it's like a wheel. Going from Ladakh, North Pole, Kanyakumari, again Ladakh, North Pole, Kanyakumari is just endlessly going. This is like a wheel. You getting it? So, to let us know that our samsara, our suffering, is like a wheel which will never stop unless until you put effort to stop it. How? By stopping the root cause. What's the root cause? Self-grasping ignorance. How to stop that self-grasping ignorance? By the wisdom of emptiness. Until you put effort to build the wisdom of emptiness, the will never stop. It will never stop. It will continue perpetually. Okay. This is meaning. And for that, how? How can we understand it? By altering this sequence, altering the sequence of 12 links. How does it help for me to know that's like a wheel? This is an extremely precious teaching. For this we have to study separately. We don't have time now. Okay, so this is what we do. Now these 12, this whole wheel, who's holding it? The demon is holding it in his mouth. So this demon signifies the impermanence of death. The demon signifies the impermanence of death. Meaning that as long as you are in the mouth of a demon, there is no escape. As long as you are in the mouth of a demon, there is no escape. Likewise, as long as we are under the sway, we are in samsara, inevitably we'll die. The death is impermanence of death. Inevitably, we'll have to die when you're born in samsara. Okay, this is now. How many you want to be in the demon's mouth? How many you want to be? How many you don't want to be in the demon's mouth? Okay, then what should I do? I don't want to be in the demon's mouth. What should I do? Then look at who is there outside. You have to get out of this wheel. Who's outside? The Buddha. Okay, Buddha. Okay, so if you don't want to be in the wheel, then you should get out of the wheel. Get out of the wheel. We see that there's a Buddha, and then what do you see the Buddha doing? But the Buddha is pointing to the moon. You're getting it? The moon. Okay, this moon depicts your mind. The moon depicts your mind. The fullness of the moon. The moon has two sides. One is the white part and the black part. So here we see that it's a full moon, no black part. So black part symbolizes the impurities of the mind, mental defilements or the impurities of the mind. And the white part signifies the purity of the mind. So because it's a full moon, full white, means it's a full pure, where the mental defilements are gone. You're getting it? Okay. What are the Four Noble Truths? What are the Four Noble Truths? Truth of suffering, truth of cause of suffering, truth of cessation of suffering, truth of path leading to the cessation. Very good. Okay. Now, innermost circle. Okay, tell me, the truth of the suffering. What is the second one? Truth of cause of suffering. What are the truth of cause of suffering? What are the causes of suffering? Ignorance, contaminated karmas, inappropriate attention. If you are to give me a very complete form, what would you say? Complete and easy form, what would you say? Desire. What about anger? If you are to give me a complete answer in a very short, in a very brief, if you want to give me a complete answer, what are the causes of suffering? This girl? Self-grasping, ignorance. Anybody? Three classifications of afflictions. Very good. This is what this answer that I'm waiting for. The details come into 5 points. Of the 5, the first one is samsara, or suffering, and the remaining 4 are the causes. And these 4 can be clubbed into 2. What are they? Contaminated karmas and afflictions. In future, if somebody were to ask you, what are the causes of suffering? You can say contaminated karmas and afflictions. As simple as that. You're getting it? Contaminated karmas and afflictions. Now, the innermost is the afflictions, and the second circle is contaminated karmas. So these two are these two signify the truth of the cause of suffering. Of the 4 noble truths, second truth is indicated by the 2 innermost circles. What is the first truth? First noble truth? Truth of suffering. Truth of suffering is indicated by which circle? Third circle from the innermost circle. Third from the innermost circle. That is the truth of suffering. So now we are doing the 4 noble truths. 4 noble truths. The first truth is indicated by the third circle from the innermost. And the second truth is indicated by... no, indicated by which in the painting? Two innermost. Innermost is just affliction, right? So the truth of the cause of suffering. Second truth is indicated by which part of the painting here? 2 innermost circles. Very good. Okay, now we are done with the truth of suffering, truth of cause of suffering. What is the fourth? What is the third one? The truth of the cessation of suffering. Truth of cessation of suffering is cessation meaning freedom. Freedom, or cessation meaning ceased. Stop. Stop all the mental defilements. Particularly the cause of suffering. Stop all the cause of suffering. So, the moon causes of suffering from where? From your body or from your mind? From your mind. Mind is symbolized by the moon, and the moon, the mind, freed from all the cause of suffering is symbolized by the fullness of the white moon. Right? Don't just the white moon, half white moon. Okay, fullness of the white moon. That symbolizes the truth of the cessation of suffering and its causes. Very good. Okay, now what is truth number 4? The path leading to the cessation. That is indicated by the 2 stanzas below the moon. What do you find below the moon? The 2 stanzas there. And these 2 stanzas below the moon, they are magnified at the bottom of the painting. Do you see that? At the bottom of the painting, there are the 2 stanzas there. These 2 are actually what you find just below the moon. What is just below the moon, that is these 2 stanzas. These two stanzas signify the which truth? Truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering and its causes. So what are these 2 stanzas? These 2 stanzas in English. Okay, in English, page 323. The 2 verses there, page 323 in English. Strive to, in Tibetan it is Sambarcha Shin Yungwarcha, Sangye Dana Jubarcha, Tambu Kimna Langishin, Chida Dene Shumbarcha, Kanshi Radu Payebe, Chudu de la Chujine, Give a Kobarabame, Dungeta Marchabakur. This is the Tibetan version. In English, we have the 2 stanzas here, 323. Strive to eliminate the defilements, meaning all the mental defilements, afflictions and karmas. Enter into the teaching of the enlightened one. Which teaching? The teaching of the wisdom of emptiness. Just as an elephant in the midst of huts destroy the host of the Lord of Death, impermanence of death, and then remove the impermanence of death and you come out of the wheel. Those with conscientiousness engaged in the dharma of pacification. What is the dharma of pacification? The wisdom of emptiness. Abandon the cycle of birth, then you stop the birth. If the birth stops, number 10, number 11. What is birth? Number 8, 10, 11. What is number 10? Becoming. You stop number 11, the birth in the mother's womb, then number 4 will be stopped. You're getting it? If number 4 stops, then number 5, 6, 7 stops. Then number 12 stops. What is 12? Aging and death. So you will be freed from aging and death. For that, what should we do? We stop number 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. You're getting it? In other words, you have to stop the number 1, ignorance. Those with conscientiousness engaged in the dharma of pacification, abandon the cycle of birth, engage in the dharma of pacification. Dharma of pacification. Which dharma? Wisdom of emptiness. How does it help? If you have the wisdom of emptiness, what will happen? Ignorance will be stopped. If the ignorance stops, then what happens? Hey, number 1, ignorance is which number? Number 1. If you stop that, what happens? Number 2 will be stopped. If you stop number 2, number 3 will be stopped. If you stop number 3, number 8 will be stopped. 9, okay, some people they want to go shortcut. Number 8, 9, 10. Okay, number 8, 9, 10 stop. If number 8, 9, 10 stop, 11 will be stopped. If 11 stops, 4, 5, 6, 7 will stop. 4, 5, 6, 7 stops, 12 stops. So this is how the 12 links stop if you engage in the dharma of the pacification. What is that dharma of the pacification? The wisdom of emptiness. So therefore, His Holiness the Dalai Lama always says that you should be like a 21st century Buddhist, which means that you should be learned in a modern education. 21st century is a century marked with science and technology. You should be so well versed in the modern education, plus your own culture, the culture of wisdom. Culture of wisdom. The wisdom which can really go hand in hand with modern science. What is that wisdom that can go hand in hand with modern science? Wisdom of emptiness. This is so profound. You're getting it? What today, modern science, particularly quantum physics, how it is talking about the reality out there, reality, ontological reality, and what the ancient wisdom of emptiness talking about how ontologically nothing is really there from the object. Is all the subjective. Quantum physics would say is all the observer based, and in the concept of the ancient wisdom is all the subjective. The quantum physics would use the word observer, and Buddhist philosophy we use the word subjective. So these two same. You're getting it? So this is the wisdom which can go hand in hand with the modern sophisticated science. So this is the meaning of the engaged in the dharma of pacification. Okay. So these are two stanzas. From this what we learned is now we have learned the wheel of life, number 1. We have learned the 12 links of dependent origin, number 2. We have learned the 4 noble truths. Then we also learned the 3 jewels. Buddham sharanam gacchami, Dharmam sharanam gacchami, Sangam sharanam gacchami. 3 jewels. How? Say, if you don't want suffering, what should we do? We should get out of this, the wheel of life. And who is the one who gets? Who do you see there? Who is out of the wheel? The Buddha there. So that Buddha, the one who has reached the zenith, who has reached the pinnacle, who has reached the height of the purification, is the Buddha. That is the jewel of the Buddha. Dharmam Buddham sharanam gacchami. Then the Buddha is indicating, Buddha is pointing his finger to the moon, and the 2 stanzas. The moon signifies the full moon signifies which truth? Truth of the cessation of suffering. And the 2 stanzas signify what? Truth of the path leading to sin. These two truths, truth of the cessation of suffering and truth of path leading to cessation, these two are known as the dharma. Dharmam sharanam gacchami. If somebody asks you, what is chösla kyapsuche? Chösla? Kyapsuche. Chösla kyapsuche. What is chös? If somebody asks you that, chös, there are two. One is chös means dharma. Dharma has two connotations. One, dharma in the form of phenomena. Anything that exists is known as dharma. Other one is dharma in the context of practice. Dharma in the context of virtues. So that dharma, precisely, that dharma is the noble truth number 3 and number 4. If somebody asks you, what is that? Chös like yapsuche, chös. In the context of chös like yapsuche, that is the noble truth number 3 and 4. You're getting it indicated by the moon and the 2 stanzas. Full moon. Don't just say moon. The full moon and the 2 stanzas. You're getting it? Okay. So these two indicate the dharma. Dharmam sharanam gacchami. And then what is next? Buddham sharanam gacchami. Dharmam sharanam gacchami. Next. Sangam sharanam gacchami. Sangha sharanam gacchami. So Sangha, the best of the Sangha is the Buddha. You're getting it? Best of the Sangha is the Buddha. So the Buddha signifies the Buddham sharanam gacchami, Buddha, as well as the Sangha. You're getting it? So from this picture, look how beautiful that is. That it has the, it's the teaching of the wheel of life. It's the teaching of how we are trapped in samsara, how we can come out of samsara. And then it also teaches the detailed 12 links of dependent origination. It also teaches on the 4 links, 4 noble truths. It also teaches the 3 jewels. You're getting it? Okay, this is how we should understand the wheel of life. In future, if you do now you know this painting so well, not only the painting, the significance of the painting, the meanings of the painting so well. When you go to Ladakh in the various monasteries or anywhere in other places, when you see the paintings, okay, believe it or not, when you go back home, right, instead of going to WhatsApp and PUBG and these things, right, you Google search wheel of life and then go to just click the image, wheel of life, and then say 20, 30, 40 images will come. Of these images, you tell me how many of them are correct and how many of them are wrong. I promise you, of the 20, maybe 1 can be correct. 19 are all wrong paintings. You're getting it? This doesn't mean that if you see a monastery where the painting is wrongly depicted, for example, the moon is missing, the 2 stanzas are missing, and then instead of the 2 stanzas, very delicious fruits are put up there. Instead of the moon, then the Aravalokiteshvara is there, right? Okay, or some mountains are there. You don't, just knowing what it should be like, then you can make a very positive, constructive suggestion to the concerned officials of the monastery, whatever, right? And by no means you should be arguing with them, and you should be you should not let them feel, you should not be offensive. Don't offend others. It doesn't be simply because we got the opportunity. I got the opportunity to learn this in detail. You got the opportunity to learn. You're getting it? So it's a matter of the opportunity. And some, although they have been living in the monastery for so long, they do not get the opportunity. So we cannot blame them. So our job is, after learning, you should be feeling grateful to PANORAMA, to Flowering Dharma, and for Tashila, and for Thapale here, for Ongmala, and where's Pinzola? Okay, Pinzola, and all the and Hadrula here, and Nishida, right? Okay, in other words, what I'm saying is that those people who made this possible, right, for me to meet with you, you to meet with me. So all this, who made this possible? It is because of them that we got the opportunity to learn this. And I also got the opportunity to learn it from my teachers, right? So therefore I cannot make somebody else feel offended that, what is this? You have been in the monastery for all these years, still you don't know even this painting. This, unless we learn it from PANORAMA, we are also, the same. So the point is that how we can help somebody, not to accuse somebody, not to blame somebody. You're getting it? This is what the suggestion is for you. But you got 1 or 2 questions before we wind up. Any questions? Yes, Mike. Okay, and then meanwhile, what I would suggest is that read this now. So the page, just adjusting to the page facing the painting, right? So these are all the explanations given there. Read this explanation. This will be very helpful. Now that you know that already, you read it, it will become very clear to you. Yes?
Gila, you spoke a little on abortions and laws like surrounding abortions in different countries, right? So, say for instance, a girl gets pregnant and she's not ready and she's not willing to give birth basically, and she opts for abortion. So, is she cultivating negative karma by doing that?
Okay, this is a very tricky question. Very tricky question. In fact, say in my life, I came across 2 situations. In both cases, somehow, as per the reality, I'm not talking as per the Buddha's teachings, as per the reality. It's not about, the Buddha said it, and somebody says, no, it's permissible, so I'll follow that. This is not about it. For example, say, if I eat cyanide, will it kill me or not? Well, according to Buddha, it will kill you. According to another teacher, it will not kill you, right? Okay, I'll follow this teacher, so I'll take a cyanide. No, cyanide means a cyanide, it will kill you. Whether somebody says it will kill you or it will not kill you, it will kill you. This is reality. So we should not mix the 2 things. Many people, they are not so intelligent. Not the intelligent, because of which they do mix the 2 things, the reality versus the traditions. Traditions are to tell you what the reality is. And some traditions, they are not as sophisticated, as profound. You're getting it? The point is that we should know the reality. The reality is that you're killing. Killing means as a consequence. Guaranteed. You're getting it? So therefore, in my life, I've encountered with 2 such situations. In both cases, I encourage, don't terminate. Don't terminate. And then I said that perhaps this child, once comes out, will become the most precious thing in your life. And in both cases, they listened to me. And then the child came out, and they become the center of the attraction for the whole family. Yeah. So therefore, this is very complicated. So the point is that right from the beginning, make sure that you don't make mistake. Any more questions? Oh, no questions. Okay. Don't you have a question? Okay, Tapala.
Gishila, you mentioned about the mind traveling to the next. How does that happen? Like the procedure or the mechanism of the Bhardo state?
That's amazing. Okay, did I mention something? Huh? Did I mention something?
You said it takes time to go from one body to another, but like, is it really a physical movement of the mind from Delhi to Ladakh?
Okay. Okay, did I say anything additional? No?
That you have to study more. You said you have to study.
I said that this is a huge topic. It has all its descriptions there. I'm not going to do it here. Did I say this? Huh?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
I said it. Don't tell lies. Tapala, I already said it. Look at it. It's going to be a very separate topic. And if you really want to go deeper, how this mind travels. For this, you have to study the psychology. Not only study the Buddhist psychology, not just any other psychology. Buddhist psychology. I hate to say Buddhist psychology. It's a empirical psychology, but today, unfortunately, there is what is known as the Western psychology there, and people have different psychology. So what I'm talking about is the empirical psychology, which we can actually feel the psychology, but then If you say the empirical psychology, again, there must be a label with the empirical psychology according to Western psychology. Again, you will fall in this category. People will be confused. To make it not confused, I say Buddhist psychology. It doesn't mean that if you follow Buddhism. No, whether you follow Buddhism or not, right? These are the realities of how the mind operates. So to keep it clean and not to confuse with other psychology, there's no choice for me other than to say Buddhist psychology. Otherwise, I would be, if I'm given choice, I would say empirical psychology. It is taught by the Buddhist teachers, but this is, for example, say if you eat cyanide, I never tried cyanide. Do you ever try cyanide? Anybody? If I eat cyanide, it will kill me, right? Oh, this is according to which tradition? Hey, this is according to which tradition? If you eat food, your hunger will go away. Which tradition? Well, it's empirical reality. You're getting it? So therefore, what I'm saying is an empirical reality. So with this empirical psychology studied so well, then you will see that all my movements, for example, say my hand moving, this is decided by my mind. You agree with me or not? This is decided by my mind. And my mind is moving. That is the element of movement. That is because of this subtle energy. You're getting it? All these concepts will come to you. The concept becomes subtler, subtle energy. And that subtle energy always travels with this subtle mind. So what moves to Ladakh from here, if I die, if I were to take birth in Ladakh, what moves is the subtle mind carried by the subtle energy. You're getting it? Don't ask me more of the same question. You're getting it? For that, all these the other requirements are there. Okay, good. Yes.
Similar to this. So, from a spiritual point of view, why was life ever created?
Mike.
Why was life ever created?
Say it again.
From a spiritual point of view, why was life ever created? Why did organisms come into being?
Okay.
We have to toil so much for
Should I give the spiritual answer or should I give an empirical answer? Huh?
Both.
Okay, should I give you the answer according to the reality or according to the spirituality? What are your interests?
Both.
Not according to reality. Reality or spirituality?
Both, I think.
Okay. So basically, if there is a difference between spirituality and reality, that spirituality is wrong. If it contradicts with the reality, it is not a good system. You call it spirituality. If you say both means, it's a technically wrong question. You getting it? You want to know the reality, right? It doesn't matter who says it. Jesus Christ says it, or I say it, or the Buddha said it, or you said it. It doesn't matter. The reality is reality. You getting it? Okay, so for that matter, say what's the purpose? Say basically, the life for us, life you're talking about in pertaining to the life in general, of how the biologists would explain. You getting it? Okay. For that, say there are two lives. One is the living creatures outside, the plants, and the living creature inside, the human beings and animals. Two. Of the two, we'll come to realize that all what is happening external, outside, vegetation, plants and so forth, they are related to our animals. Animals including human beings. And how the purpose, why they come into existence, is because that it's not the body, it's the mind. This mind. And this mind, which is empirical mind, not the abstract or esoteric, is the empirical mind. That empirical mind, I'm a boy, I'm a girl, I'm hungry, now why he's not stopping now, it's already 8 o'clock, right? So that phenomenon known as the mind, that mind has so much of aspirations, aspirations which are not yet accomplished. Are you in college? University. You want to finish university or you want to be in university for 10 years? I want to finish, aspiration to finish the university, right? And after university, then your job done, then you'll sleep, or you again look for another, you go for a job, again job. So we all have aspirations. You're getting it? This aspiration is not, till the aspiration comes to an end, you'll continue to move. That movement is how the life comes into being. That movement is that movement of this mind from one state in search of another, in search of something, in search of something. That is the life. So the purpose is meant, whether you accomplish it or not, this is a different story, right? The purpose is meant to accomplish your aspirations. And for that matter, right, say for example, some people, let's say, His Holiness, to form the conflicts, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, they say His Holiness the Dalai Lama wants to resolve the conflicts. And Trump also wants to resolve the conflicts. Both of the aspirations same. What's the aspiration? To resolve the conflicts. And His Holiness says that it should be only through dialogue. You're getting it? Trump only through missile. You're getting this is difference. You're getting it? So with the missile, what happens? Then the problem escalates. With the missile, problem escalates. You're getting it? So one is driven by ignorance, one is driven by wisdom. When driven by wisdom, your aspiration will come to an end. Wow, this is a final point. Now I don't have to go to university anymore. I don't have to go for promotion anymore. Right? Okay, that will come when you're driven by wisdom. With ignorance, it will never come to an end. It's a perpetuating cycle. Perpetuating cycle. So where you don't accomplish what you want, that is suffering. So suffering perpetuates with the ignorant. So in other words, life, what we see as life, what Charles Darwin says is life, particularly with the animals, including the human beings, that is meant to look for the solution to for your aspirations. And as long as driven by ignorance, it is going to be the endless cycle of quest and suffering. Good? Any pressing question? Okay, no. Yes? Dedication prayer?
Please turn over to page number 82. Additional dedication. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chandrazik Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra do realize things as they are, also I dedicate all these merits in the best way, that I may follow the perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with a dedication praised as the best by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so that I may perform the noble Bodhisattva's deeds. May the Supreme Bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has not risen Jamchu Simchu Grimpoche Ma Ke Panam Ke Gyurshi Ke Panyam Pa Me Payang Gong Ni Gong Do Pelvarsho. As long as space remains, sentient beings remain. Until then, may I do remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all beings without exception into that enlightened state. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization of the deeds and the prayers of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times, and to the upholding of the Dharma of teaching and realization. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the four wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path: renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect view, and the two stages. With a wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. The path of the union of emptiness and compassion is lucidly explained by the protector of both the Dharma and the beings of the snow land. You are the lotus holder, Tenzin Gyatso. We supplicate you that your wishes are spontaneously. May the oppression of evil thoughts and deeds, of the negative forces of humans and non-humans who harbor malice through perverted prayers against the teachings of the Buddhas, be totally vanquished through the power of the truth of the three jewels. In all my lives, never separate from the perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and path. May I attain the state of a Vajradhara. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by Arya Manjushri and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings on dependent origination in particular, even at the cost of my life.